Voters have hit their breaking point with Starmer's empty rhetoric and lack of action. Meanwhile, everyday citizens are grappling with soaring mortgage payments and rising costs of living. Starmer, ever the smooth talker, makes grand promises that sound good on paper, but here's the absurd reality. It's your hard-earned money he's tossing around without a second thought. While you're struggling to make ends meet, he's off gallivanting as an international diplomat in Ukraine, completely disconnected from the realities at home. What brilliant timing for a vacation, right? He's busy signing a 100-year partnership agreement, which he touts as a monumental achievement. But let's get real, he's just promised £40 million of your money to Ukraine. Sure, Ukraine has its issues, but have you taken a look at your own backyard lately? Britain is in turmoil. Families are losing their homes because they can't afford to pay their mortgages, and inflation is eroding everyone's savings. But apparently, that's not urgent enough for Starmer, who seemingly prefers to play the role of world leader instead of addressing the crises plaguing the UK. Picture this, your house is ablaze, and instead of calling the fire brigade, you decide to water your neighbor's plants. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? While Starmer is off making lofty promises with funds we don't have, families back home are facing gut-wrenching decisions about whether to heat their homes or buy groceries. Small businesses are shutting down left and right, and the NHS is barely holding on. Yet, none of that seems to matter to Starmer, who is essentially telling the British people, your problems can wait, I have more important international business to attend to. And let's not ignore the irony. This is the same guy who's been waving the flag about how out of touch the Tories are. Pot, meet kettle. If this isn't the epitome of being out of touch with reality, then what is? This jaunt to Kiev isn't just a minor misstep, it's the beginning of Starmer's foreign policy disaster. While he's up there playing dress-up as a statesman, what's he actually accomplishing? Is he tackling the cost of living crisis? Nope. Is he fixing the NHS? Not even close. Is he doing anything tangible for the average Brit struggling to get by? Absolutely nothing. Just wait until he returns for Prime Minister's questions. I can already envision him strutting around as if he's solved all the world's problems while completely ignoring the mess right in front of him. This trip to Kiev is just the start of Starmer revealing his true colors. If you thought his foreign adventures were a disaster, just wait until you see him back on home turf. Let's dive into his latest PMQ's catastrophe. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch throws a question about Tulip Siddique's resignation. You'd think Starmer would have a solid grasp on the situation, considering it involves his own party member. But no, he stands there stammering like a deer caught in headlights. He stumbles through a defense of Siddique, claiming an independent advisor found no breach of the ministerial code. But come on, if everything was above board, why did she resign in the first place? It's like trying to convince us that the sun is blue when we can all see it's yellow. Watching Starmer's clueless expression while he fumbles for an answer is painful. This is the person who wants to run the country? He can't even handle a straightforward question about his own team. It's like applying for a chef position and not knowing how to boil an egg. The real concern is that this isn't an isolated incident. Starmer's PMQ's performances have repeatedly drawn criticism for their lack of clarity and decisiveness. Each week, we tune in hoping for a glimmer of improvement, and every week we're left shaking our heads in disbelief. Experts link Starmer's inability to effectively respond to questions during PMQs to his broader leadership credibility issues. If he can't manage a simple Q&A session in Parliament, how on earth is he going to handle running the country? It's akin to watching someone who can't parallel park attempting to enter a Formula One race. PMQs isn't just a political sideshow, it's a platform where our leaders are meant to be held accountable and demonstrate their capability to lead. But Starmer? He's turned it into his personal comedy hour, except nobody's laughing because the joke is on us. This situation is not just about one minister stepping down, it's about how Starmer manages internal issues. From what we've seen, he's as effective as a chocolate teapot. Every time he steps up to that dispatch box, it's like he's auditioning for a role he's wildly unsuited for. He stumbles over his words, can't deliver straightforward answers, and looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. Is this really the best the Labour Party can do? As we watch Starmer flounder week after week, it's glaringly evident that Labour has a serious problem on its hands. If they don't get their act together soon, they might as well gift the next election to the Tories on a silver platter. Now, let's discuss Starmer's foreign policy. If you thought his performances at home were bad, just wait until you see him trying to navigate the international stage. It's like watching a toddler attempt to play chess, cute for a moment, but then just excruciatingly painful. Starmer's been strutting around Kiev like he's some kind of international peacemaker. He signed a 100-year partnership with Ukraine, claiming it's an investment in our two countries for the next century.